लिख लिया सारे बच्चों ने? This is your format you have to take place here. पैरा 1, पैरा 2, पैरा 3, टोटल वर्ड काउंट कितना रहेगा? 200. अगर आपका वर्ड लिमिट मतलब आपका स्पीड ज्यादा है, आपका जो वर्ड स्ट्रक्चर है वो ज्यादा है, तो मैक्सिमम इट शुड टेक ओवर टू 1.5 पे. दैट विल ऑल्सो वर्क. फाइन. Written. Should I move ahead? So this is the format. Byline, title. Title is also important. The mention, the beginning you will do with the title only, and then comes the actual format. Body and final is your conclusion here. Now, this is in a more descriptive way to what I have told you in a concise way. ठीक है, ये उसका descriptive part है पूरा. The first thing. Now, what to include? Reporter name on the top left corner, the left one, which you are using. सबसे पहले नाम mention है ना? Yes or no? After that, what you will, okay, now what is the tip for your place? Like I told you, अगर monsoon flooding area है तो Mumbai, pollution area है तो you can mention about Delhi. It depends on what is the proper topic given in report writing. Like, again, purpose क्या है? Summarize the topic in few attentive and grabbing words. Like I already told you, when we are talking about report writing or descriptive writing, entire descriptive writing, the vocabulary plays a key role. What words you are using, the words should be very much integrated, because when you are preparing for CAPF, the pressure that you have is your thoughts should be very much related to a security officer. You are going to become an officer there now, so the thoughts should be very much related to the security officer, the administrative policies, everything you should have in your head, the current issues, everything you should have in your head. Moreover, in report writing, when we have two options, जब हमारे पास दो ऑप्शंस होते हैं, तो जो पहला ऑप्शन होता है दैट इज मोर और लेस रिलेटेड टू करंट इवेंट्स. किससे रिलेट होता है? करंट इवेंट से रिलेट होता है. बट जो सेकंड रिपोर्ट इज जनरली जेनरिक, वो जेनरिक होता है. जेनरिक माने कि जनरल टॉपिक्स पे, लाइक पोल्यूशन, but जो पहला टॉपिक होता है that is related to your current events which are happening. For example, it can be any party which is being constituted right now, or any particular flooding which has been done in the recent cases, or it can be related to any attacks or terrorism, Operation Sindoor, it can be something. So whatever is in the round corner in the point, that can be the first topic. Fine. Keyword, context, scope, impact, everything matters. Now what is the example of the beginning of the sentences? Challenges in waste management, for example, this is the title which is given, the urban India crisis. Now what title you are using, that also keeps the value of it, because when you are talking about 10 marks, 10 marks include everything, your title, your body, your conclusion, everything. Then air pollution, why 80% of Indian cities fail AQI standards. Now this is the title. Now how much thought they must have put in this title when they are quoting this. These titles have been mentioned in the previous times by certain students that I have quoted here. ये बच्चों का लिखा हुआ title है जो हमने यहाँ mention किया है. So that requires very much of intellect. Got it? Newspaper reading, that is why I have told you people it is mandatory. The more you will read, the more you will get to the words. Otherwise no vocabulary will be in your command. Then we have the lead paragraph. Like I told you, 5 W's, right? What, where, when, how, and who. What से मतलब क्या हो जाता है? What is the issue and what is the event which is related to. Then where से मतलब क्या हो जाता है? The location of the event counts very much. तो जो W's लिखे हुए हैं उनके नीचे ये भी लिख लो. When का मतलब time and date. Who का मतलब हुआ the people who are involved in that particular event or the issue which is related. How का मतलब क्या हो जाता है? What is the cause or the manner जो आप मेंशन करने वाले हो. And this is the first paragraph, जिसको हम लीड पैराग्राफ भी कह सकते हैं. And it is always said ना, first impression is the last impression. Yes or no? So the lead paragraph creates the first impression of how much you know about the topic. Yeah. Mention this thing. Yes, Rohan. About the event which happened. Now obviously you cannot be very much sure about the event or the time, so you can mention the time and the date from your own only. that can be mentioned. I told you na ki only you are given just that topic. Nothing else, no key fact related to the topic is given. Everything you have to write on your own. Written? Now, I will show you the leads here which have been written in the previous times. For example, when we are talking about the floodings, which happen like regularly or every year most probably. On November 10, heavy rainfall led, obviously when it is talking about rainfall, what will you mention? What time will you mention? Will you mention March, when there is like minimal rainfall? That time is no flooding period, na? The period of rainfall is generally starting from August, yes or no? You will not mention here June or July because that is the extreme heat time. So that depends. Now here is the time, what you have to evaluate. When we are talking about the flooding time, so you need to understand what place you are mentioning. According to that place, what can be the time where monsoon starts in that particular place. Clear all of you? Got it all of you? So on November 10, heavy rainfall led to flash floods where? In Chennai. So in Chennai, in the onset of the year, generally in the onset of the year, we have more of floodings and more of rainfall there. Rainfall led to flash floods in Chennai, displacing over 15,000 residents. Experts attribute का मतलब क्या हो गया? कहते हैं, ऐसा मानना है, the disaster to unregulated construction and outdated drainage systems. Outdated drainage systems मतलब now what is the result? What is the result of this flooding? क्या वजह है इस flooding का? What is the first thing? Unregulated constructions, and second was what? Outdated drainage systems. Got it? So you have to mention the cause and the effect both back to back. Create urgency. Urgency का मतलब क्या हो गया? You have to use certain catchy words. The reader should be immediately imbibed with your writing. For example, use phrases like the worst disaster in decades or a record-breaking heat wave. Heat wave माने गर्मी. अब heat wave के लिए November 10 use करोगे. You will use the mid of your ear, the mid section of your ear. Got it? Heat wave to hook the reader immediately. Fine? Then for hypothetical topics का मतलब हो गया cyber attack हो गया. जैसे right now we have very much in trend deep fake. Deep fake is in trend na, where voice cloning and with the use of AI, people swap faces. So that much is in trend. So you should know about that also, and how is it affecting people and who all are the people who have been affected. That you should know. Fine. Then immediately cyber attack. Major Indian bank in this cyber attack where all the documents are seized, live attacks होते हैं, where your YouTube channel everything is hijacked, that is your cyber attack. Fine. A cyber attack on a major Indian bank in December 23 resulted in data breaches. The breach माने confiscating of your main data. Data breaches raising cyber security concerns. So your starting also has to be very catchy when you are writing the lead paragraph. Clear? Clear all of you? Just have a view. Have a view, not to copy. Vivek, you can call 9696330033 for it. Done? Should I move ahead? This is the first page. This is the lead paragraph. Beginning में ही आपको कैसा शुरुआत करना है, that also counts very much. Should I move ahead? Now then is the body, मतलब the second paragraph. What it is? Second paragraph की हम लोग बात करेंगे. Now set the context. Now for example you have a historical or some current background of the issue. तो अब आपने यहाँ पे फिर से हम लोग ने शुरुआत किससे की थी? फ्लड्स की बात की थी ना फर्स्ट पेज पे. फ्लड्स की बात की थी ना पहले वाले में. तो अब उसी से हम लोगों ने मिड में क्या उठाया है? Chennai's flash floods are part of a recurring issue. Recurring issue माने जो बार बार हो रहा है. And floods are an issue in India that recur a lot. Studies show. अब studies क्यों mention किया? Because you have to have a data or a fact with your paragraph, with your topic. Be it your essay, be it your arguments, be it your report writing. You have to have facts of your own. प्रेसी में आपको कुछ भी अपने लेवल से नहीं लिखना है. It has to strictly abide by what the topic is given. Got it all of you? प्रेसी में आप कुछ भी अपनी तरफ से नहीं लिखेंगे, but in the rest of the three you have to write data, facts, everything from your own also, because in that you will not be given any content. Clear?
So studies show rainfall intensity has increased by 25% for over the last decade. It has to have value also. It is not important that कुछ भी लिख दो यहाँ पे 25% की जगह आपने 75% लिख दिया and it is all fake. You cannot write anything facade नहीं लिख सकते. It has to have some real sense. Fine. Global comparison tip. Now for example, when I gave one topic related to your green evaluation, right? In that, many students forgot to mention about the UNSC Paris Agreement, which was held recently only. So that convention was held recently. So you have to know about the recent international meetings also, which is being done by our country. Is that clear? Is that clear, all of you? So that is the current affair which we are talking about from you people. Because you are treated as an officer. The assessor will read your paragraphs, will read your essays, will read your reports as an officer, thinking like an officer. Clear? Compare with the international models for depth. Singapore's underground drainage could serve as a model for Indian cities to reduce flood risk, where we are comparing. Now, it has to be 95% of your country, 5% of somewhere else where you can compare to improve the facts which we are already having. Clear? Then measurable effects kya hai? Use data and statistics to show the impact. That is important. I have already mentioned that. Flood waters damaged 80% of the low income housing. Losses exceeded 500 crore. Health saw a surge in waterborne diseases. Waterborne diseases to आएंगी ना जब floods होगा. When you have floods, so obviously diseases will be round the corner. You cannot avoid that. Purpose and clear practical solutions. Practical solutions भी आपको इसी में mention करने हैं. Like I told you, cause and effects and the solutions. वो भी इसी में mention करना है आपको. Clear? Solutions like revamp drainage systems, enforce stricter zoning laws, and launching community awareness programs on disaster preparedness. Now this is all related to the flooding only, which I am taking right now. I will give you one report also, which was written by a selected candidate, and then you will get to know how a report is written. Do you have to write anything in this? All read? All understood? Should I move ahead? This is your third paragraph which we are talking about. Conclusion and quick summarizing of the topics. Like this is the call to action where you will mention the government initiatives and the final solutions which can be done, or the hurdles which government actions face. That is the final thing. So this is the quick revision where you have to mention the first paragraph, the second paragraph, and the third paragraph. Clear, all of you? Go through it once. No, the title has to be before the name, in the mid, in the top. अच्छा सॉरी, ये प्रेसी का, सॉरी टाइटल इज हैज टू बी डाउन, वो प्रेसी में ऊपर लिखा जाता है, सॉरी. When you will write the name, location and date, then you will leave 2 lines. In 1 line you will have to mention the title. In press you write on the top. My bad. Written? Checked all this? Move ahead. Now we will come over to a topic. I will explain this. Now what is the topic? Increasing incidents of landslides in the Himalayan region. So now obviously you have the place also which is being mentioned here. National security theme. Now overall there are 18 themes. 18 themes होती हैं जिसके basis पे there can be an essay or a précis asked. It can be internal security, disaster management. It can be related to the government issues. It can be your social issues in generic and form. So ये सब मिला के आपकी international, national 18 themes होती हैं जिसके basis पे आपके topics उठते हैं generally. Fine. Even when it comes to group discussion also, these 18 themes are only picked up. ये जो आपके इंटरनेशनल, नेशनल, सोशल इश्यूज हैं, जनरल टॉपिक्स हैं, दीज आर दी ओनली थिंग्स विच आर टेकन टू योर डी फिक्स हो गया, साइबर अटैक्स हो गया, ऑल दीज कंडीशंस आर ओनली टेकन इन योर जीडीज ऑल्सो. नाउ सबसे पहले क्या है? इंक्रीजिंग इंसिडेंट्स ऑफ लैंडस्लाइड्स इन द हिमालयन रीजन, अनरेगुलेटेड डेवलपिंग फ्यूलिंग हिमालयन लैंडस्लाइड्स. ये उसमें क्या है? टाइटल मेंशन्ड है विच शुड बी डाउन अगेन. एक बार टाइटल आई विल चेक वंस अगेन. बाय स्पेशल कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंट. अब देखो नेम की जगह इन्होंने क्या मेंशन कर दिया है? Special correspondent which is applicable, or you can even mention ABCD or XYZ. पहले 2022 से पहले ABC मेंशन किया जाता था, आफ्टर 2022 XYZ मेंशन किया जा रहा है नेम में. फाइन. देन यू आर मेंशनिंग द प्लेस. नाउ प्लेस इज योर व्हाट? न्यू दिल्ली. तो यहाँ पे बेटर क्या होना चाहिए था, न्यू दिल्ली की जगह उत्तराखंड या ऐसा कुछ मेंशन होना चाहिए था. दिस इज अ फॉर्मेट ऑफ अ स्टूडेंट हु हैज ऑलरेडी रिटन. फाइन. So whatever will be the cons, we will also mention that also. Fine. Date क्या mention किए हैं? Approx May 30. A series of severe landslides across the Hindu Kush Himalayan region, that you know the range that is mentioned there. Hindu Kush Himalayan region over the past year has severely disrupted. Disrupted माने hurdle cross किया. Disrupted माने बीच में क्या करना उसको? Affect करना, रोकना. Disrupted critical infrastructure and causing significant loss of life and halting strategic military and civilian transit. जो civilian और transit movement है military का, उसको क्या किया? Halt किया. Halt माने to stop. Fine. The National Disaster Management Authority reported a notable increase. Now we are mentioning the authority related to the topic only. Yes or no? Now I cannot mention here UNSC or I cannot mention here IDBI. Nothing related to that. NDMA has reported a notable माने a good amount here, a good amount of increase in major landslide. Trigger माने बढ़ाना उसको. Trigger along critical border highways, underscoring the escalating, increasing vulnerability of ecologically fragile mountain ecosystem. जो fragile माने जो बहुत ही sensitive होता है mountain ecosystem. Now this is one para. Yeah, the para ends. Immediately the paragraph is ending, full stop. Coming over to the next line. Fine. Don't have to end the line to the left. Experts attribute this surge माने increase, to a volatile mix of climate change and rapid unscientific infrastructure and expansion. Obviously, whatever is the problem related to your natural cases, it is because of the human intervention only. So the infrastructure and everything are the major cause of the landslides which is occurring. Fine. Intensified cloudburst events and shifting monsoon patterns and oversaturated mountain slopes simultaneously, मतलब back to back. Extensive slopes cutting for multi-lane highways cut हो रहे हैं ना mountains वगैरह में. There are all the key pacts that is being mentioning in the mountain areas only. उसको cut करके क्या बना रहे mountains में? Highways and tunnels. So if we are drilling there, so obviously mountains will be affected with that or not. The plates will be affected with that. So all this will cause in what? Your this landslides only, na? Eventually. Dam construction and unregulated urban tourism development, apart from that, have fundamentally destabilized the terrain. The Geological Survey of India. Now what does Geological Survey of India do? It is related to your the landslides and your geography of the environment, proper country only, na? The Geological Survey of India indicates that over 12% of India's landmass is prone to landslides, with the Himalayan belt classified under the highest risk zones. Landslides बहुत जगह आ सकता है, लेकिन highest risk zones कहाँ पे रहता है हमारा Himalayan region में. The economic and security implications are profound, frequently isolating माने अकेला छोड़ देना, isolating remote border outposts and cutting off essential supply lines for local communities. Now, what I want to give the crux from here is, you read the words, what level of words, what choice of words the person has used when it writes to report writing. And this is not just for the report writing. When it comes to your 10 marks, this person must not got at least 7 marks. इससे नीचे नहीं मिले होंगे. And maximum you get like 7.5 only in a perfect report writing. So this is example of one of those. Go through it further. Read. You cannot mention anything from your own. तो ये अपने से ही तो हुआ, ये फैक्ट्स अपने से ही तो हैं हमारे. ये ऐसा टॉपिक्स होते ही नहीं जिसमें आप अपने घर की कहानी तो बताओगे नहीं. दिस इज नॉट अ सोशल टॉपिक, दिस इज अ करंट टॉपिक विच इज हैपनिंग ना. तो इसमें आप बहुत ज्यादा अपने ओपिनियंस होने दे सकते हैं यहाँ पे. Read all of you? मिटिगेट माने टू गेट रिड ऑफ, हटाना. दिस रिकरिंग क्राइसिस, रिकरिंग माने जो बार बार हो रहा है. Vocabulary everyone does, but the use of vocabulary is important when it comes to writing, when it comes to speaking. This is not just for writing, it has to be taken to speaking also when you are using it for the discussion part. So the choice of words also matter when you are sitting and talking about your group discussion. Got it all of you? Those who are not for the CAPF, at least when it comes to CDS, you will be going and giving your SSB. In that also the choice of words is very much important, equally important here. They are writing it, there you will be speaking it. The only difference here is that, bas. The level should has to be the same. Level agar ye nahi hai, then you are not one of the chosen people. Should I move ahead? Read all of you? Should I swap? Fine. One homework I'll give you all for a report writing. Write the homework. On this, you'll write a report, all of you. Word limit I have already mentioned, it should not be more than 200 words. Language mode can only be English. In essay it is bilingual. This is a evergreen topic. Written all of you?